The Lions released their first unofficial depth chart today ahead of their practice with the New York Football Giants. Going to get to that. Well, here it is right now. We can go through it right now. I just wanted to say...
It's going to change at quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say, too, about the Lions and Giants. By all accounts, everybody that you read that was at practice today believed that the Lions far superior outperformed the New York Giants today in every level,
That's
in
a
every
playoff
facet.
win, right?
Well, look, this is a playoff team from a year ago, and the New York Giants, Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, it looked like the Lions' defense, again, according to everybody who was out there today, believed that the Detroit Lions defense was far superior. C.J. Gardner-Johnson dropped an interception today, but again, was in right place, right time. Kirby Joseph, had a really nice day. Defense, Aiden Hutchinson, James Houston, all these guys had Brian Branch had really good days today. And I think that if there's one major question mark, it's how high can this defense go? Where can this defense go from down to 29, 30, 31, 32 last year?
Yeah.
If it can get up to a top 15 defense, Bray, we have said we believe this could be an 11, 12, dare I say 13-win football team if they can get – because we expect the offense to be top 3, top 5.
You had 17 sacks on 2 guys last year, and you had one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. And I don't say that being disrespectful. I say it being honest. If you look at the numbers, you look at the points, they support my theory. That secondary last year was atrocious, especially in the beginning before they made the change at defensive cornerback coach. Even with that, you still had 2 guys that between them had 17 sacks last year. Mm-hmm. If you can stop guys at the line of scrimmage, if you can hold the ball just a little longer, now the quarterback has to hold the ball a little longer, which leads guys to get into the quarterback a lot. You'll have more coverage sacks. This is going to be a much better team this year. And you're going against the Giants. I'm not going to make too much about training camp against the Giants. I make the fact that this defense comes out ready. This defense is extraordinarily excited right now. But I'm not going to make too much about the Giants because Daniel Jones, I don't know about, and that wide receiver core that they have in New York is it's pretty interesting. We'll see how it plays out. But it does talk about them being ready. It does talk about them being on early. I mean, this is only day 1, so it's a good day 1, but we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Hey, this is a Giants team, and you're talking about the wide receivers.
Yeah.
They are a little suspect, to say the least. They trade their former number 1 pick, Kadarius Toney, for what? I think they got a 4th-round pick for him, or to the Kansas City Chiefs. And 5th round. What's he going to do? He's their number 1 wide receiver. It makes some things you just don't get. But I guess the guy didn't want to be there. He was a malcontent there. He didn't like. I guess he didn't care for the coaching change that when Dable came in and maybe talked too much and talked his way to Kansas City. And he's talking now, and he's happy as a lark right now. By the way, C.J. Gardner-Johnson gave it to one of our old Lions.
Oh, yeah, man. Man.
Tell us, Luke. Tell us.
Amani Oruwariye.
Yeah, CJ.
Were you there, Luke?
No, but Broder was telling me about it. Broder was there at practice today, and he was telling me how, I don't know what the situation was before, but Amani was kind of talking to CJ, and CJ was like, you can't cover blank. And then Jerry Jacobs and Kirby came up behind CJ and were backing him up. So, I mean, I like that, though, because it's showing that CJ's like, this is my team now. You have nothing to do with the line. This is a different roster. And it's just showing them, like, this team is intense. They're ready to go, and they're doing it against a team that they beat up on last year. So it's good to see that they're doing it again.
No doubt, Lucas. In Braylon, it goes to speak to a confidence, too, in the Detroit Lions. When you play confident, you play better. C.J. Gardner-Johnson brings a lot of confidence when he comes. And you can't help but feed off of Kirby Joseph. We see him in the interviews. That to me, Kirby Joseph could be the guy. Right. I mean, Kirby Joseph and C.J. Gardner-Johnson together. You want to talk about 2 guys that bring an energy and attitude, a confidence. Those 2 guys are it.
Yeah, Kirby Joseph is going to definitely benefit from having C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And it actually goes back to what I said. He couldn't cover anybody last year. Well, they told him that at camp that they couldn't cover anybody last year. But talking about C.J. Gardner-Johnson being an All-Pro last year, coming off that Super Bowl loss, how good they are, what he's going to do for Kirby Joseph just in terms of the confidence, in terms of the work. I remember when I was with the Jets, I remember in that second year, man, the second back-to-back AFC game in which LaDainian Tomlinson came in that year. You talk about bringing like excitement to the offense, but not just excitement. You talk about bringing consistency. You talk about bringing leadership. You talk about bringing talent. You talking about having a young Sean Green at running back who benefited greatly from having LT. I think Sean had like 900 yards. He was averaging like 5.1 to carry. He was a bowling ball. A lot of that stemmed from working with LaDainian Tomlinson and just having him in the same room. Kirby Joseph is going to benefit greatly from having C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Connor Hughes is a reporter, NFL reporter for Sportsnet New York. What's the SNY? What is that?
Yeah, SNY.
Yeah, sports.
That's one of their cable networks.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
that's
SNY.
right. He covers the Giants and the Jets, and this is what he had to say about Giants quarterback Daniel Jones. Struggled at Lions joint practice today. He went 5 of 12 on 11 in the 11 session. Safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson dropped an interception. Jones missed missed open receivers. Rough one for the QB. That was from Connor Hughes of SNY
He wound
in
up
New
staying
York.
after practice.
Yes, he did.
And
We have video of that too.
He put in some work, so as we're talking, we could show that.
Yeah, I don't like talking negatively about Daniel Jones or anybody else. I just kind of call it how I see it. With Daniel Jones, this is going to be an interesting situation because so much is made about who got paid and who didn't. You know, you can still say Saquon got a little bit more, but no, Daniel Jones got paid off the back of Saquon Barkley. So he's probably a little bit he's pressing. He's trying to show I'm worthy of that money. I want to prove that I was worthy of the 49 I asked for. He didn't get 49, but he asked for $49 million. He's going to be pressing early and often, man. It's going to be interesting to see what the Giants do because I don't think, and you agree with me, I don't think they're going to repeat what they did last year. I think they're going to struggle.
They're absolutely going to take a step back as far as I'm concerned. But I think if you're a Lions fan, you feel good about that, right?
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, you absolutely feel good that your defense essentially won the day. And, this thing is going to go, today, tomorrow,
Friday.
and then I think on Friday it's a little bit of a walkthrough separately for both teams. And then on Friday they play. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday walkthrough individually, and then Friday is the game.
The other thing I was going to say is that the players that you want to hear most about are the players that showed up in day one. You want to hear about C.J. Gardner-Johnson because he was the guy matched. You want him more than anybody.
Oh, yeah.
You want to hear about guys like Brian Branch, who snuck into the second round and we were able to get. If they're having a good day, then that means that they're all pro tight end. Darren Waller, who they just acquired this year, that means he didn't have a good day. Stuff like that is very key to show what the Lions defense are all about. Brian Branch having a good day. C.J. Gardner-Johnson having a good day. Says a lot about it.
Darren Waller would probably be the number one receiver for the Giants.
Well, he might be.
If he stays on the field.
Look, I mean, it wouldn't be unheard of for a tight end to be the leading pass catcher.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, just some of the different.
George Kittle one year.
George Kittle, absolutely. That's just the way the game is right now. You get a chance to see, Daniel Jones and a little bit of the, staying after because he struggled today. You feel pretty good about that. And again, James Houston, Aiden Hutchinson had good days. Let me put the depth chart back up for the Detroit Lions because, again, this is going to fluctuate. This will move. This will go everywhere. But Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, Broderick Martin,
There you go.
Jack Campbell, Brian Branch. Those are 5 Detroit Lions draft picks, all second stringers. There isn't one rookie in here that is going to be slotted in that first team unofficial depth chart. I love that, number one.
Yeah.
Your reaction to that, Braylon Edwards?
It tells me that Brad Holmes is very intentional and purposeful when he was drafted the past 3 years, excuse me. He was very intentional and very purposeful, meaning I saw the positions that needed to be fixed. I saw the guys that I wanted to draft. I went and drafted those guys, they are a team. We went and drafted these guys, and these are the guys that are going to be starting and playing for us. That's great. That means they're not just going after a big name, or they're going after this, or they're going after that, or they're going after what people are talking about online. They're going after players that they believe can start and play in this team, and that's what you're seeing.
I like seeing Denzel Mims' name up there on the second squad, right behind Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm
Intentional
telling you,
pickup. Yeah.
that kid's going to make the team.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. So the starting wide receivers that he's got right now, Marvin Jones, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Josh Reynolds. Those are the 3 starters that he has. At running back, David Montgomery and Jameer Jefferson. How about that? Jameer Jefferson. But again, he's not going to give a rookie the...
You mean Gibbs?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said Jameer Jefferson.
Oh, yeah. Jamar Jefferson is the starting running back
Right now.
with David Montgomery. He's not going to give Jahmyr Gibbs that spot right now. It'll get there. We believe.
That's called optics.
Yeah, we believe it'll get there. But starting tight end Brock Wright. We believe it'll be ultimately, if everything plays out the way we think, Sam Laporta.
Because when you're doing depth charts, you don't really, like, in terms of marking depth charts, you really don't have, I say, like, starting position battles during mini camps. You don't really have position battles during OTAs. Like, all coaches wait till you get to training camp to see, all right, who wants this position? And then also with the first rounders and things like that, it's also like, we got to make you wait your turn, blah, blah, blah. But starting week 1, who's going to be who where.
No doubt. Ali McNeil, Isaiah Buggs, interior defensive line. Charles Harris, Aiden Hutchinson, starting defensive ends. Got Josh Paschal backing up Aiden Hutchinson. They got James Houston, a third teamer. Third stringer James Houston. He had a great day today, though. So, I think those guys, however they're going to be, Charles Harris, Kaminsky.
See Paschal up there?
Oh, yeah, Paschal's backing up Hutchinson. Yeah. I think all of those guys, they are going to have a rotation of guys just coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. Those guys are going to be fresh. They're going to be rotating in. They're going to do some work, and they're going to come out.
If you look at the teams, the defenses that have really good defensive lines, there is a constant rotating door of guys playing on the field. You look at the Dallas Cowboys. It's not just Micah Parsons and Lawrence. You look at the Eagles last year. It wasn't just Hassan Reddick. It wasn't just Brandon Graham. It wasn't just Robert Quinn. It wasn't just insert defensive lineman here. And the same is for the San Francisco 49ers. That's what the Lions are trying to build here. They don't just want one guy that has 19 sacks and you have nothing throughout the other guys. You want everybody just to be able to keep rotating, play left side, play right side, play inside, play outside. Remember, Brad Holmes talked a lot about that, wanting guys that can play in and out. That's what I think you're starting to see.
You see Romeo Okwara right now as the 4th guy, and that's going to change. He's a guy working back from 2, not 1, but 2 Achilles injuries, 2 operations, 2 rehabs, the whole 9 yards. What a great story that Kyle Meinke wrote about him last week at M Live. Romeo Okwara is going to be moving up that chart. Trust me.